Now we're going to unlink the page from the time bridge. That's how I call it. And then with this time bridge, I'm going to set it somewhere here because when I was kind of playing with it previously, I felt something here and I want to share that with you. I guess good to have you back on the channel. In this video, I would love to guide you through Elastic Pitch. I would love to show you some cool stuff about this plugin, how you can go a little bit creative with this plugin, and also I'll be showing you how to do the automation clip when it comes to setting parameters on this plugin. By the way, if you're new here, please use the sub button to be a part of this channel, so whenever I drop video, you might be the first to hop on it. And if there's any feedback you have on the plugin or on the video in general, you can let me know in the comment section. I will respond to you as soon as possible. And also, if you love what you're gonna be watching, don't hesitate to drop a like. Well, that being said, I love us to dive in the video. Okay guys, so we're on the video now. In no time, let's take a quick look at the plugin. So if you open up the plugin, this is the basic UI you're gonna be seeing, you're gonna be greeted with. Yeah, and then here you have the big elastic pitch logo and stuff like that, and then you have the pitch here, and then you have the time bridge. One cool stuff is that you can choose to link them and not link them. In no time, you're gonna know about them. This one here represents the pitch. As you see, if I take far up, you have the pitch, and you can also measure this in percentage. If you want to do like 100%, 200%, it's your choice. You can do the same here. And this the time bridge. This is almost like the I'm kind of slipping off the name so far. Yeah, but yeah, so you can do anyhow. This is the higher pitch and this is the lower pitch. And then if you double tap, the both of them gonna reset back to default, and then you can link them back. Yeah. All right, now let's come to the right part of the window where we have all of the stuff that's going to be happening today. So this is the performance so far. You hear this is the voice we are working with. So let me first bypass the plugin.
Yeah, wow, 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 wow. It's your love, baby. Yeah, wow, wow, wow. Baby, you say you love me, but 10 times you know they show me. Say your love, they move me crazy. Now, yeah, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, that's the voice performance we're using today. And as you hear, we have a lot going on already with the voice. But now we want to make things even more interesting, even more incredible for our listening experience, right? Now we have this first part here we call MIDI in. That is, if you are using your MIDI keyboard, you are using your MIDI control, then you can go ahead to use the MIDI in. But for today's video, we are not using that. So you can freeze the input. That is, if the song is playing, whatever freeze you want to freeze, you just click the freeze. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, wow, wow, wow. It's your love, baby. Yeah, wow.
Yes, I guess you get the point of the freeze, so you can freeze that at some point, and if you automate that, it's going to be quite a fun one, right? So once you have freeze, and then to where you want the freeze to stop, and then you just automate, which we're going to be doing in the video. We're also going to be doing some automation here, so stick around for that. So right now I haven't done anything with the plugin when it comes to pitch wise or time bridge wise, you know. Yeah, but now if I then push up here like this, I've already done something. Now let's see what we hear. So far so good. I'm not going to be using much of this delay feature today because I already have delay on the voice before now. Yeah, so let's just skip this part. But if you want to do delay stuff, this is where you can do some cool effect with the delay. You understand? Yeah. Now let's come to this voicing and the mixing up here. This is where stuff go even more crazier with this mixing up. So the voicing is like you are just including note in is either the higher octave or the lower octave, something like that. Let's play it. So my own, for me, what I'm experiencing in my headset, it's like it's giving me more sense of space. Yeah, I'm not really hearing note being added, but I'm getting sense of space, which is also cool, you feel me? And where this plugin shine the most in my case, because this is just the regular way I go about, pitch tuning my voice whenever I'm doing some creative stuff, right? But where this plugin come to life is when you can blend both the dry and the wet signal to come up with something, you know. Yeah. So let's just put this in action. So you see, now we have the mix knob here. Now, if I then take to 70%, I'll be having 70% of the wet signal. Yeah. I will be having just 70% of the wet signal, and then we have 30% of the dry signal. That's it. So if I minus again to 50, then we'll be having both signal coming in at 50-50, right? So let's put this in action so you see what happened. Okay, let's play the beat with this and see how it's gonna sound a bit. So my take on this feature is good. I love the way it sounds natural. You cannot tell, it's a time saver, right? If normally you want to do stuff like this, I know you're gonna go ahead to replicate the voice and then clone it with and pitch the other one, which is time consuming. But with this plugin, you can just go ahead. So if you want more of the wet signal, you push more towards the wet signal. If you want more of the dry signal, you bring more towards the dry signal. That's the way I can at least describe it to you instead of percentage. Yeah. So once you see this orange come more to the dry signal here, that is, you are introducing more of the dry signal, and once it more at the wet signal, you are introducing more of the wet signal. Yeah. And now let's go a little bit more in depth with the control here. Now let's take this one down here like this. Let's come back to our voice here. Now you see here we're in the middle here. Now we're going to unlink the pitch from the time bridge. That's how I call it. And then with this time bridge, I'm going to set it somewhere here, because when I was kind of playing with it previously, I felt something here and I want to share that with you. And then we have the time bridge like +4. Then let's bring this pitch to -12. Okay, which is here. And then let's play, let's see what we come up with. And just to make this even more beautiful, let's bring this voice into 30%. Like I said, I'm not really hearing it right now. Let's bring to 30, and then let's bring to 50%. Yeah, let's see what we come up with right now. You see how it's kind of giving that big quiet effect. So the main point I'm driving at here is, if you are into a big backup vocal, like you are creating stuff like choir, you are creating large crowd singing, and the voice you take is not that much, you can then use this one and then just make the space more, just add more character to the performance. Yeah, how cool that is. So that's where I'm actually heading. Let's hear one more time so you see. Yeah, I guess you're actually hearing what we're coming up with, right? It's just getting more beautiful, more beautiful. The more we do, the more interesting it becomes, right? And there's this stuff I also want to show you when it comes to using this plugin is the fact that it's much easier to do automation with this plugin. Well, let me show you that in a minute. So what you're going to do here is you're going to create yourself a pattern. We're trying to do the automation here. See how easy it is. And then if you know how to record automation in FL Studio, you know you have to come here and take automation, right? That is, you're about to record some automation clip, right? And then let's then come here and then press our recording. Make sure you have your time up on so you can start in time. Let's say now we have our voice here, right? And then we have this to here, right? So let's see what happened with the automation. Yeah, so then let's step in minus 12 here. And the cool stuff is that if you are not satisfied with the automation, you can then come to delete initial value. You just shake whatever parameter. Okay, we have deleted the initial value. Just check here, and then you can also delete initial value and then play again. So they're going to be set back. But now if you off this pattern here, and then you can add another automation clip if you are not satisfied with that one. All right, guys, so that's for the automation part of the plugin. That's why I want to show you how you can go with the automation. And you know, if you are doing stuff like automations, you have to know what you're doing. Maybe sometimes you have the figure in mind, you want to do the page somewhere, especially when it comes to page, you have to be a little bit focus when it comes to that, so you get your stuff tuned exactly as you want it to tune, right? But I just thought about that I should show you how easy it is to go about with the automation. And yeah, all right, guys, so that's it for the video. I do hope at this point you are able to get your head around, you know, stuff about this plugin. You know, it's a cool plugin. As you saw in the video, all of the stuff I promised to share with you, I did show with you in the video. And yeah, so there's nothing much to be said at the end. But in case you have any feedback, any stuff you want to clear out, use the comment section. There I will be able to address you. We can then chat about whatever stuff you have us to discuss about. And also, please like the video, because it helps the video reach the people who should be reached. And also share the video if there's a means to do so. Okay, guys, so as always, I'm your boy D again. Hope to catch you on the next video.